So this episode we're gonna talk nature versus nurture, and somebody brought it to my attention. New people to our channel, they don't know us.
Oh, okay.
So we got to introduce ourselves every time.
Every time?
Every time, because they don't know us because she said they're not going to go back to the episode 1. So I'm Terrence.
I'm Melissa.
And we are the Marys. And this is Married Life. I'm going to spell it this time. MURRAY' Life.
For sure.
And as my wife let me know, this is episode 13. She let me know this is episode 13. Yes, it is episode 13.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about nature versus nurture. Yeah. So off the break, what's your opinion of that?
You know, it's a topic that a lot of people don't really talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how I heard it when I first heard it, but I just always been interested in it. I just like to see the dynamics of different people. Mm-hmm. Like how much is the nature, how much is the nurture. Mm-hmm. I watch that in people.
Yeah. And well, my opinion in nature versus nurture, it's like they're both necessary. So it's not like one is greater than the other, or if they are equal. It's just like they're just necessary. Like one guy, he explained food and water, you can't compare the two, but they both are necessary. So it's the same thing with the nature and nurture. Mm-hmm. They both are necessary.
Definitely.
And they have a big role. And on one thing I'm thinking is like at some point they combine to make you who you are.
Right.
Yeah. So that's how I really feel about it. So and you brought it to my attention, nature versus nurture. I never thought about it until you said it.
Yeah. I don't know where I heard it a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it just is like, dang, that's true. You know what I'm saying? Because certain aspects of your life do form you, start to form you as a person. And then even being little and learning that nurture part, you catch up and pick up on a lot.
Yeah, you definitely. Now, what do you think about people who live in the same house? Let's say siblings.
Oh, I know, right?
And siblings, and you can have the same parents.
Right.
Do you think still they will have their different experience?
Yeah, come on. I got 2 sisters. We all grew up different.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
But okay, even having different, everybody having a different outlook on how their childhood was. Mm-hmm. And we all lived in the same house. Mm-hmm. I would still say we have a lot of similarities.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? We still have like certain beliefs we all believe in. We have similarities. So nature, nurture.
So the similarities would you say that's the nurture part? Because y'all grew up in the same environment?
Right.
But it got to be nature too, because y'all just genetic.
Right.
So, that's interesting.
Make you think about like certain little stuff like that.
Now that's a prime example of is both of them to make something to make one thing.
It takes
both of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that y'all have the same foundation. So regardless of what direction y'all thought about, it's still the same foundation.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely believe in the nature versus nurture.
Right.
And I did want to ask you. All right. So let's say as far as a parent, they say that nature kicks in.
Nature.
Yeah, nature is like your genetics. Mm-hmm. So that is like when you start a birth. Mm-hmm. So you can't do nothing about that. It's like, you know what I'm saying? That's what your people's gave you. Mm-hmm. So what you think about that?
I did a paper on it, right? And so they were saying that, okay, you get these genes from your parents, right? Mm-hmm. Passed down from mother to mother to mother, right? But say for some reason you get an extra burst of a certain hormone. Mm-hmm. That triggers something different, that nobody never seen before throughout the family, so
yeah, true.
They said genes and nature, it matters, but you can't break it down like you can break down nurture.
So it ain't straight boom.
Yeah,
so it could be a little twist to the
twist to it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay. Now, what do you say about the nature part as far as all right. I'm trying to articulate this the best way I can. So I think about, let's say, kids that are born into poverty. Part of the genetics that they're going to receive is sometimes the mental and the confidence too.
Because that's part of your nurture.
Yeah.
You get your confidence,
Yeah,
through nurture.
and then the environment, it doesn't breed a lot of it just breeds more poverty sometimes in some areas. Yeah, and I ain't even talking about America. Like, we could just
Yeah,
look at
that's
those
true.
slums and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So that nature versus nurture, it just kicks in effect, even in a negative way. Like, it keeps you there mentally poor, because that's your nature and your nurture. Like, your parents are poor,
Yeah.
and your neighborhood is poor. So you know what I'm
Right.
saying, that nature and nurture
So that
kept
you
you
never
poor.
think about doing nothing but whatever y'all do around there.
Yeah. So and that goes on across the world. Yeah. So I think about that all the time.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But that again, that's another prime example of nature versus nurture. And
You think there's more nurture than nature?
no, I don't think is one more than the other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then let's say, let's go back to the poor country situation. Let's say is like, how can you have less nature?
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, you're right about
Yeah,
that.
so the, I don't know if it's one or the other. So do you think it's possible that it could be more nature than nurture?
No, I think it's more nurture than nature.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I think it's more. I think that's a mindset.
Oh, the nurture.
Yeah, that's the part of the nurture where that's taught to you. This is what we do here. You know what I'm saying? And this is what you're going to do when you have kids.
Yes.
So
Okay.
it's more of a
Yeah.
teaching type of thing.
Okay. So in that idea, so even if you're born to a person who's not like that, the nurture comes in, and that the environment is going to say, this is what you're going to do,
Right.
regardless of how you feel different from your parents.
Right.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
What about the little boy who didn't want to live there no more, grew up, went to school, made a way, and became a doctor? Like, he epitome of got out of there. What is that, nature or nurture? Because everybody else stayed. Like, nobody else would try to get out.
And honestly, I think in that situation is somewhere somebody showed him it was something different.
But why him?
I always think about that, and it just takes one person to let you know this ain't the only place.
Right. So you think that's nurture too?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, so you
for
think
sure.
that's nurture too?
Sometimes I really think it's a person that we don't know that showed him, or he looked at. Because if you look around your neighborhood, that may not inspire you to be something. But who's to say he didn't see a teacher or somebody else? So, but the same thing with the nurture. So and I feel like that too, folks. Coming from where we come from, it was just one person that showed me, like, you can. Is more than that.
Than this, yeah. But I mean, I won't say, like, I don't want to say that. Well, I guess now that I think, I was going to say, I don't want to say that, like, it's just that God just showed himself to you and didn't show himself to any other kids. But now that I think about it, I'm thinking it just didn't impact those kids. Those kids didn't absorb that, right? Because that's not what they really looking for. Like, you had to be looking for someone to show you something different.
Yeah, you
And
right.
those kids not looking for nothing but just what they look up to in the neighborhood,
And somebody else might inspire them,
right? And
in
so
a
that's
different
why
type of way.
that's why I contribute that to a little bit to more to nature.
Nature.
Yeah.
I'm nature,
Yeah, nature,
but the nature is more like your genetics, what you're born with,
right?
though.
Because he's nurtured just like the other kids. His mama treat him like the other kids treat him. He not getting specially treated at home.
What if the influence is not at home?
But that's what I'm saying. Though, you saying this one guy that he looked up to, and he was like, "That's, I know it's something different because he got it, and I see him, right." But he didn't show himself just to that boy or you, right? He showed himself to everybody, so everybody's seen it. But You just happen to see it in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
It inspired you. It didn't inspire them.
Mm-hmm.
But when they go home, they still live in the same neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
They still, have the same influences. They still are taught like this is where you from and this is where you stay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say it's more nature.
You think it's possible that people can get inspiration from different things?
You're fighting for nurture right now.
Because I believe that. No, I'm just arguing my point.
That it's nurture.
Yeah. That part is nurture. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Just that part.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
I'm just saying that not everybody. A lot of people are inspired by different things. Some people are inspired to be a basketball player. Some people are inspired. Like somebody could be watching Michael Jordan and not listening to the guy that one person did or the street guy. So it just depends. And whatever that is, it's still nature because
nurture.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's still nurture to me because the inspiration comes from something that's not genetic. It wasn't just given to you.
We just got two different outlooks on it.
That's why it's always a conversation of either or, and it's not either or.
No, right. It's somewhere in the middle. Yeah.
It's both of them.
Yeah.
So, it's not either or. But a good argument is which one?
Yeah. That's what make it a good topic.
No, it's both. How Shannon say? BOAF. Both.
Both of them.
I was thinking about the genetics, with the nature and nurture when it comes to sports. So let's say, for example, Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. So if it was really genetics, his son would be one of the greatest, right? If it was really genetics, that's how we know it's not only genetics.
Okay, but
yeah,
hey, this thing might have skipped a couple generations.
Damn. His grandson is gonna be the man.
Maybe his grandson, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe great grandson. You never know how many generations could skip.
Oh my goodness. You really okay, you talking trash about Michael Jordan's
So what
son.
you saying to me, what I'm taking from this is you're not a big nature type of
I
believer.
I definitely believe in nature because just like Michael Jordan's son is not is other people's son. It was like, Dad, you got that from your daddy.
But they wasn't as good as their son.
Well, sometimes the son is better than the daddy.
Oh, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
Sometimes I can't say genetics don't do it because you got that from your daddy. Like you that big, you that strong. Like your daddy was that big and strong. So So I definitely believe in genetics. For sure. For sure. But those two examples just give me the confidence that it ain't just one or the other. You definitely need both of them.
You definitely need both.
Yeah. So I think about Michael Jordan's son all the time, but you just call him a bum though.
You the one called him a bum. You said look at Michael Jordan's son ain't gonna make it.
You said he ain't nothing. He can't read good. I mean, that's all I heard. That's all I heard.
I'm sorry to the son. How many sons he got? Just the one. Two.
Yeah.
So neither one of them.
Hey man.
And LeBron kids is good. I heard.
Yeah, LeBron kids is good.
Or at least the oldest one.
No, both of them good.
Oh, both of them good?
Yeah.
How old is the youngest one?
The youngest, I think, he's about 10th grade.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
How the fuck is LeBron James? Excuse my language.
And the oldest, I think he's a senior. LeBron 38, 39.
I'm like, dang, he too young to have all them kids like that. But.
He's just trash talking everybody, ain't you?
No.
Doing all the babies. Your mother know you got all the babies.
He got 3.
He do.
He got the little daughter, but they waited on her, you know.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, back to nature versus nurture.
Now, what about the way you handle money? Do you think that's a
nurture?
That's a nurture, John.
That's a more
so somebody got to show you,
or have inspiration, like you said, seeing somebody saving money, or people say, "Oh, he always got money," type of thing.
Now, what if a child sees a parent money habits and they think that's the way? Do you think that is nature or nurture?
Nurture.
That's nurture.
What do you think? What role does nature play in that? Like what would nature show you in money?
In money?
Yeah, because if you, guess it does depend on your parents.
See, that's what I'm thinking, because even I remember being around certain people who's on the wrong side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to be cool
The
with
wrong side of what?
the law, I guess. So it's like I see how their spending habits and how they treat money. So I guess that would be nurture. So somebody hanging around them, they that's how you supposed to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I don't know about the other stuff.
Right,
So I
right.
guess it's nurture.
Okay, yeah,
But
definitely nurture.
I do know other people. Like somebody told me something recently about bank accounts. They wasn't always knowledge about bank accounts.
They
So
wasn't using them or?
the lifestyle they were living, it wasn't a thing. It wasn't no
Okay.
bank accounts. But
Right.
when they met certain people, like different people in their life, as they got older, then they know
Oh,
about
so
bank
that's
accounts.
nurture.
So that's nurture.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Now I will say the spending habits.
Spending. Okay,
Spending habits for
habits.
sure. I have been a victim to spending habits that I got from the older
Oh,
people.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So that's nurture too.
That's nurture.
That's nurture.
Yeah, you see people spending.
So
like
you
that.
ain't born just no shopaholic.
No,
I
it's
mean,
nature. That one.
so
That's nature right there.
okay. So is it possible I could just be? Oh no, that got to be nurture.
What?
If I see my mama on QVC all the time and all I know is
That's nature.
That's nature.
I mean, nurture.
that's
Ain't that
nurture.
nurture? You think it's nature?
One of the doctors in the documentary I saw, he did say, and I asked you before about seeing people do things. That's how you learn sometimes too. So they think that's the only way they should. That's how you supposed to do it.
I guess I think the thing is nurture. You can see better than you can see nature. I mean, like we have good examples of nurture
Yeah,
in
true,
those
true,
situations.
True.
And it's like,
Yeah,
what kind of
I see what you're
nature?
saying.
You know what I'm saying? What
Okay.
kind of nature?
Yeah, you can't
So,
see that one.
You
like
can't
that.
see it like that.
Give me an example of something that you can't see. Oh, but you recognize it though.
Well, yeah, like what I was saying, if you talking to a person or hanging with a person, you will see more of the, oh, he learned that at home.
Oh,
And then the other
okay.
stuff you just can't explain why they do it. Don't even think about why they do it. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that would be, you can see that's more their nature. So it's his nature to want to stay in the house. He introvert. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
That's a good point though.
yeah.
And yes, I always think about the spending habits
Spending habits.
I watched the show The Cheapskates, Extreme Cheapskates, and the father, he's just a extreme cheapskate, but nobody else in the family thinks like that. And there's 3 other people in the house. So then I'm thinking like it can't be no genetics. Like you got to have that from somewhere.
That's a learned behavior, right?
Yeah.
Like hoarders.
Ye-
What you think about that one?
Huh. That's interesting. Because most of the time when we see the hoarder shows, something happens, then they do that.
So that would be still more nurture.
Was
So
that
because they
always in
always
them?
be having traumatic situations that have happened to them.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Because that environment caused you.
Yeah,
to do
exactly.
that. Now we watched 1 million of the episodes.
They
Now,
good.
what about when their mama was a hoarder? And then they hoarders.
Was her mama a hoarder though?
Some of them mamas
that
be
could-
hoarders too.
Because if it, I think
That's still nurture,
Man,
ain't it? Because
no,
your mama
that's
showed you how to hoard.
it sure is, and you had me going down the nature road for a minute too. I was trying to get it together.
Yeah, the mama showed them how to hoard. That's
Listen,
crazy.
But no, listen, this is what I was about to say. If my mama a hoarder and I'm a hoarder, and her mama's a hoarder, if her mother was a hoarder, it's genetic. I'd say 3 generations. You go back, it's same thing. It's genetics.
Okay, so that's the rule when it's 3 generations.
You gotta be 3 generations out.
So 3 generations out, then it's straight genetics.
That's when it turns into genetics.
So if it's below 3 generations, it's nurture.
Right.
Okay.
That's how I take it.
Okay.
Because your mama had bad nerves and she passed those bad nerves down to you. Blah, 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 blah. That's genetics.
Like
All
diabetes
missing-
passing on.
Yeah, y'all got like a missing chromosome in the same strand. That's genetics.
It's genetics. Okay. All right. So your habits, that will be nurture. So even like some of your bad habits, that can't be genetic.
Habits though, like yeah, I guess that's
Like give me a habit that's genetic.
that's why I was like, that's why I backed out of that junk, because I'm like, what the hell is a genetic habit? I couldn't. That was going to be my argument, but I can't think of nothing.
Yeah, I don't know no genetic habit, but I guess you're doing most of the nurture is going to be the habits.
Right,
Yeah,
nurture is going to be your habits for
yeah,
sure, for
and your
sure.
habits are taught. It's just, even like how we how we eat cereal. You know what I'm saying? Instead of you put the cereal,
Oh
then we put the
yeah,
milk in. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
If somebody shows you from the beginning that you pour the milk first in the cereal, you know
yeah.
that's
That's
how you
what you
do it.
do, it
Yeah.
right.
So a lot of our habits and but all right. So now that we know our habits are nurture and we got that's a lot of responsibility
That our habits are nurture.
to our kids. So let's say you had kids or family members, so you know they are gonna get our habits. So that's some we got to be responsible about that.
And,
Yeah.
but some habits you do without even, it's like
Yeah, I
you do it
know.
without even
I
thinking.
know. I
You don't
know.
even know you did it half the
Yeah,
time.
that's why I say we aware. So you know now the not now at this moment, but a lot of time we got to be aware. Like I can't do that. That's why I don't do certain things around kids because they watch, and I always tell people like they see that.
They seeing it, yeah.
Yeah,
They
just like
watching.
we saw it. Like we ain't slick. You always talking about hiding from the kid. No,
The
we saw
kids
that.
know, right?
Yeah, we know who doing what. We know Uncle John ain't nothing.
Because we didn't heard it standing around listening to our mother
Yes,
conversation.
that's all nurture to that. So, God damn. So how we treat our family, that's nurture. We ain't nothing.
Wait, shit.
We just teach each other how to hate on each other. That's crazy.
It's so many ways. There's so many
Oh, I see what you're saying.
ways you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
lean
yeah,
with
yeah,
it
yeah.
that it causes so many different responses to
Yeah.
things.
Now, tell me what you think about this. Your opinion. One of the things I read was the genetics is the road,
Uh-huh.
and the nature. You can go different places from the road. Now, what you think
Right.
about that?
I think that makes that's a
So,
good analogy.
so different things in nature will take you different, like off the road a little bit,
Oh.
or lead. Now you in your own road. Now you going down a separate road, not just going straight
Right.
because you experience certain things.
Right. Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. That's a good analogy for it.
Yeah. When I bought a car one time, and the young girl came out there, she was like, just give me props. Like, yeah, you know, I never seen nobody buy a car yet, and blah blah blah. That's nature. Like she saw that.
She saw what?
She said that she never saw a black man come in there like, yeah, I want that. And she was like, yeah, this car looks like you. And it was like, she was just like talking, but it's like almost inspiring.
Okay.
So that's what I think like is somebody that's outside of your environment a little bit that show you something different because your environment would like tell you, hey, there is nothing else but this.
So you think that's nature?
Yeah.
Because it's still okay. So because it's
still
the same.
somebody
It's the same scenario we was talking about earlier. That's the boy. You're just using the girl as the boy now, so it's the same thing.
No, I was saying that's why because I had that experience. So that's
right,
why.
right.
I
No,
believe,
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. Okay,
Yeah. So
and you still feel like that's more nature.
Oh no! I think that's nurture.
Oh, you think that's
Yeah, I
nurture,
think
right?
that's nurture.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's nurture for sure. And it just takes somebody else to be like, nah, it can't be just this.
Oh, I was saying it was nature because now that I'm thinking about it, excuse me,
For
forgive
real.
me. Yeah, because and I was just thinking about that. It's got to be your nature, and I say this because who you are, your genetics, right? That's who you are, basically. Like you said, the road, right? But your road determines how you're gonna respond to that, and that's gonna turn into how you interpret your nature, right? So when me and my sisters, we was all in the same house. We just responded to our nurture in different ways, right?
Because
So
it was still the same nurture.
it was still the same nurture, but because of our natures, we responded to the nurture in a certain way.
it. Hold on. Give me a round of applause. Hold on. I gotta give you a round of applause.
We just figured the whole goddamn thing out.
No, that was you. You did that.
I just solved the whole nature nurture jump.
I don't know if you solved it, but you finally got on the same page.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you were thinking it the whole time.
Yeah.
Right, of course.
Yeah, that was me. That was all of my idea. My idea. Yep. That was all me.
Anyways, I would love to hear another person's debate on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, somebody else sitting down there take on it.
So you ready to take us out?
Deuces.